I swear they put something in it that makes it expand after you've eaten it. Jace joined Bree on the couch. Lay down with me. A small pang hit Denise right below her breastbone. She was happy for Bree, seeing her with a guy who obviously cared for her, yet she couldn't help but wonder if she'd ever find something like that. Her service dog, Sprocket, whined and laid her head on the armrest, staring at Denise with her soulful brown eyes. Denise scratched her behind the ear. Chris flopped down on the other side of the sectional and adjusted the pillow under his head. Oof! He curled up when Charlie jumped on the couch and landed on top of him. Bree snapped her fingers. Charlie, get down! But Chris wrapped an arm around Charlie's big head and rubbed his ears. Don't worry about it. His biceps flexed when he pushed the dog to the side between his body and the back of the couch. Denise felt another pang, lower this time. Her gaze wandered down his stretched-out body. He raised an arm and rested it under his head, pulling the faded black t-shirt up and exposing a sliver of skin on his abdomen. The intricate full-sleeve tattoo moved as he shifted and flexed. Her legs twitched, suddenly restless. She'd love to examine his ink further, not to get close to him just to see what the tattoo was. She loved what ink said about a person, the story it told. Her own back piece was still a work in progress, only 3/4 finished. Denise? Her eyes refocused, having been mesmerized by the colorful designs. She blinked and looked at Bree. What? You with us? Worry lines marred her forehead. Yeah, just digesting. Movie? She picked up the remote. Oh, yeah. She flipped through Netflix and queued up The Expendables and some hot ass-kicking Jason Statham. 15 minutes into the movie, low snores rose from both Jace and Chris. Denise chuckled. I guess camping takes a lot out of a guy. I guess so. 30 minutes later, Denise stood and stretched her arms out over her head. I'm falling asleep, so I'm going to head out. Okay, let me untangle myself, Bree said. No, stay there. I know where the door is. I know, but I'm going to get blankets for them. She lifted Jace's arm from around her waist and rose from the couch. Charlie watched his person stand and raised his head from where it rested on Chris's legs, then jumped off the couch. His hind paw landed square in the middle of Chris's crotch, causing him to curl up in a fetal position and groan. Son of a bitch, he ground out. Oh shit, are you okay? Denise asked. Hell no, I'm not okay. Shit, that burns. She cringed, but inside was repressing the urge to laugh. Do you need some ice? What happened? Jace sat up and ran his hands through his already sleep-tussled hair. Charlie unmanned Chris. Bree bit her lip. Seems to be a thing in this house. Jace stood and stretched, exposing the bottom of his toned abs. You ready to go, or do you need a minute to retract your ballsack? Screw you, Chris replied. I'll pass. Thanks for the offer, though. I can drop him off once he's recovered enough to walk, Denise offered. You sure? Jace dropped an arm over Bree's shoulders. She shrugged. Sure. No reason for you to leave and come back when I'm leaving anyway. Chris rolled off the couch and landed on his knees, one hand on the floor and the other still cradled around his manhood. Using the couch to brace himself, he stood up but remained hunched over like an old man. Shit, that dog has some pointy paws on him. I can't imagine how dangerous he'd be if he had all his legs. Just be glad it wasn't Sprocket, Bree said. The large mastiff raised her head. Chris looked at the dog, still sprawled next to the chair Denise had vacated. Please tell me you have a truck for that dog and I don't have to try to share a seat with it. SUV. She sits in the cargo area, Denise said. Not that it would matter. If her dog wanted to sit in the front, he'd damn well ride in the back. With a small nod, he hobbled his way to the front door, straightening more with each step until he was mostly upright. Thanks for dinner, Bree. Later, asshole. He waved a hand in Jace's direction. Later, shithead. He clapped Chris on the back as he passed. Denise hugged Bree. It just warms my heart when boys show love and affection for one another. She followed Chris out the door, Sprocket close on her heels. Chapter 2. The night was filled with a cacophony of sound as insects and bullfrogs vied for acoustic supremacy.